Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I actually had no intention whatsoever in making this video, but today, as I'm filming this video, they just released a more full-length trailer for the Star Wars Solo movie. So I thought that I would just share some of my thoughts and opinions about the trailer, about the movie altogether, in this little Star Wars chat. So just right off the bat, I will say that I haven't been overly thrilled with the idea of this Solo movie. Some of the images and little teasers that we've got haven't really changed my mind much. I've just been really worried that they're gonna do too much with Star Wars, or make this movie that maybe isn't needed, or ruin the character or storyline. I've just been very concerned with what exactly will be in this Solo movie, but I will say, with the release of today's trailer, I am a bit intrigued. I think that this full-length trailer is a lot better than some of the other things we've gotten, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing this movie now. I'm still worried, trust me I am, but I am of course going to give it a chance, and I will be seeing it, and maybe it will prove me wrong and it will blow me away with how fantastic it is. I don't know, I just am a little concerned. So let's start off with Alden's portrayal of Han Solo. So when he was first announced that he was casted as a young Han Solo, I wasn't really for it because I think he looks nothing like Harrison Ford. And I would kind of prefer an actor to at least kind of resemble Harrison Ford, since that's who brought the character to life and everything, but who knows, maybe he will blow us away with his performance, I don't know. Luckily enough for this trailer that they released today, we did get to see more of his performance, because in some of the previous teasers or little clips and everything, I couldn't really get a feel for if he was gonna be a good young Han Solo, and I still honestly don't, because I'm going to need to see the whole length of the film to decide if I think he does a good job as a young Han Solo or not. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not trying to be too hard on him. I just was kind of turned off by the idea of him at first because I was expecting someone to look more like Harrison Ford. But who knows, he could be fantastic. So from this trailer, the movie also does look visually pleasing, if you're into that type of thing. I do think that Ron Howard is a good director, so I'm curious to see what he's done with a Star Wars movie. But he is the second director to come into this movie, so I'm hoping that the movie is cohesive and it doesn't feel like multiple directors did it, and that it flows, if you will. I'm very curious to see Ron Howard's spin on everything. I do know that they did quite a few reshoots, so maybe that will help. I am interested to see what these guys are all about. I'm assuming they're probably the villain or the bad guy in this. They remind me of something very tribal with a mix of a bounty hunter kind of mixed in with it. That's the look I kind of get from them, and I'm curious to see what type of character they are, or if they are in fact a villain, which I'm pretty sure they are. I think I've read that. But it'll just be curious how this group of them fit into the Solo story. I am very interested in seeing Lando and Han together, gambling, whether that is gambling away the Falcon or whatever it may be. I'm very much looking forward to see the young version of Han and the young version of Lando together in this movie. And I was very excited to hear about Donald Glover's casting as Lando. I think that he makes a good fit. I can kind of see him as a young Billy Dee Williams, so hopefully he does really great in the film as well. Same goes with Han's relationship with Chewie. So I would like very much if this movie kept the storyline that has been around for decades about Han helping to rescue Chewie and them escaping, and, hence the life debt that Chewie has for Han. I would very much like to see that in this movie, and hopefully they don't switch things, but I have the worst feeling that some of the storylines are going to get switched now that it's all Disney. We will see. I hope that it's not, because that's actually something I would really look forward to seeing in a prequel movie like this. Kira, I think it is, played by Emilia Clarke. I'm not quite sure how I feel about her. Star Wars has this way of casting brunette white females, and then everyone thinks that they're related somehow. They can't really go outside the box with that, it seems, but I really want her to be a villain. When she was first announced that she was casted in this movie, I really wanted her to be a villain, and I still want that. I think that would be great. Now, granted, she's probably going to be a love interest, which is, it's fine, they can do whatever they want, but I'm over here on Team Han and Leia, so I don't really care about his previous love interests, but I do like her, and I like her acting, so it'll be good to see what she brings to the role, but I just really want her to be a villain. I do have to say that she looks really fantastic in this movie, so that's something. Woody Harrelson is playing Tobias Beckett, who is supposed to be like a mentor of some kind for Han, which kind of makes sense. He kind of, you know, throws off that he's bringing a crew together, and it reminded me of when Han is asking Luke to join him and Chewie, or even in Force Awakens when he asks Rey to join him. It would make sense if they have similar traits, if he is kind of a mentor for a young Han Solo. Time will tell. Honestly, all I think of when I see Woody Harrelson these days is Haymitch from Hunger Games, but I'm gonna try and put that off to the side when I see this movie. And it also looks like Paul Bettany is playing like the gangster role in this movie, and he has like some scratches down his face. It looks interesting. I forgot that he was actually in this movie, so that was a surprise to see in this trailer. And of course we get more shots of Han driving the like speeder looking thing and flying and all that jazz, because it is Han Solo, of course. And I'm pretty sure that Tobias throws him his blaster, like his Han Solo blaster that you see in New Hope, that you see through all the originals, etc., etc. There is a bit of comedy in this trailer, which I have no problem with. Movies don't have to be like a full-on comedy for me, but I do enjoy some humor. It doesn't have to be like so straight-faced. There can be some laughs here and again. And in the trailer we get a couple different laughs with Han and Chewie, so I really hope that they're like portraying their relationship in the way that I always envisioned it for like the younger years, if you will. You get to see this droid-looking character named L3 that is with Lando, and the pretty Falcon before Han went and ruined it or something. It's just so funny, like all the walls look so shiny and the ship just looks so new. And in this trailer, Tobias also mentions to Han that if he does this with them, then he will be in this life forever. Not so much, but that's something that I'm also kind of concerned with this whole Solo movie. There is quite a character progression from New Hope to Return of the Jedi. Like, it's a big character development for Han Solo. So I don't want anything that is in this movie to ruin that part of the original trilogy with how much he changes from the dude on Tatooine to the guy on Endor at the end. Like, there's such a huge change. I don't want this movie to ruin any of that character development. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just something that my Star Wars brain has been thinking about and hoping that it doesn't ruin anything. Lando is flying the Falcon as well, which would make sense if at this time he owns the Falcon. And then we cut to kind of the train heist that everyone has been talking about online, been talking about like pictures that have been released about it. I think this is probably going to be like the climax of the film, I would say. Like, maybe this is the big job that everyone is coming together for and going to that train heist. I could be wrong, that's just my personal guess after seeing this trailer today. Tobias also has a really great line about, like, assume everyone will betray you, then you will never be disappointed, or something like that, which I really like, because that could be talking about Lando, maybe he's talking about himself, that could be talking about Kira, because, you know, I want her to be a villain, but that could just lead up to the more harsher smuggler version of Han Solo that we see in A New Hope. There's also a scene in this trailer with Chewie and another Wookiee. I'm assuming this is Malla, his wife, because I think she's still canon. Isn't Malla still canon? It's so hard to keep up with what is canon and what isn't anymore in the Legends universe or the Disney universe. It hurts my brain. But if that is in fact Malla, I am looking forward to seeing that, and maybe are they on Kashyyyk, or where did they meet, or that's an interesting twist. I would like to see more background just to the Han and Chewie relationship. And of course, instead of the classic "I've got a bad feeling about this" Star Wars line, we actually get "I've got a really good feeling about this" line in this trailer, so that's different. The different Falcon and TIE Fighter shots, like going through space, is always good, but this is Star Wars, so I'm always going to be down for a space fight or a space chase, anything of that nature. And this is like the full Falcon. So it looks a little bit different because it doesn't quite have missing pieces yet, as it does when we first see it in New Hope. So that just is another interesting thing to add to a prequel Solo movie. I keep calling it the prequels, but then that makes me think of Phantom Menace and clones and Sith. But it is, in fact, a prequel to Han Solo. So it is a prequel, but being a Star Wars fan is hard. And then we get the introduction to the fact that Chewie knows how to fly. And this is probably my favorite part in this trailer. It's the interaction between Han and Chewie. I think it's done really well, and I hope it stays that way in the actual film. But Han basically asks Chewie, like, since when do you know how to fly? You're 190 years old? You look great! That's probably my favorite part of this trailer. towards the end of this trailer, we get lots of different flashes of action, explosions, blasters going off. Paul Bettany looks like he has like a laser like whip of some kind. It looks like maybe something we haven't seen before. Chewie is picking someone up and throwing them back down on their head, which is pretty cool. And Kira is throwing something that kind of looks like a grenade of some kind. And then at the end of the trailer, we get to see Chewie falling off the train and he's gonna smash into the mountain, and it would be a lot more terrifying if this wasn't a prequel movie and, you know, Chewie isn't alive and well today. He's fine. So it kind of takes the risk out of it when you know that character can't die or can't be like massively injured because he's fine in the originals and the sequel series. So those are my thoughts about the Solo movie and this trailer we got today. This trailer did make me a little bit excited, and I of course will be seeing this in theater. I'm very curious to see how Alden is as young Han Solo, how much Lando we're gonna get, who Kira ends up being. Is she a villain? Is she good? I don't know, I want her to be a villain. And even Tobias to see what he's all about, and of course Chewie. You can't go wrong with too much Chewbacca. I'm also extremely interested if we will get any small cameos from other well-known Star Wars characters. They kind of did that in Rogue One, so I'm curious if they will do that in this, you know. Take a trip to Alderaan, go visit your future in-laws or your future wife. No, I'm just kidding. So all in all, I am still kind of worried about this movie. I hope that it doesn't screw anything up, but this trailer gave me a little bit more hope. It looks better than I expected. I will be seeing it in theaters and of course sharing my thoughts, most likely in a like reaction video kind of like this, and of course on my podcast as well. So be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars content. I can't help myself. I like to chat about Star Wars, guys. I would love to know what you guys thought of this trailer. Do you guys think that it like made it look better? Were you already on board? Are you super excited? Are you not excited at all? What do you guys think about this Solo movie? Alright, lovelies, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!